Blue Star 511, taxiing to runway 22 right. Starboard 734, increasing speed. November 991, increasing speed. Lands at 819, increasing speed. Starboard 734, will land runway 22 right. Take jet 841, increasing speed. Budget 713, increasing speed. Budget 713, will land runway 22 left. Budget 713, reducing speed. Blue Star 511, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Starboard 589, increasing speed. Starboard 589, will land runway 22 right. Lands at 819, increasing speed. Take jet 551, increasing speed. Take jet 551, will land runway 22 left. Blue Star 477, increasing speed. November 778, increasing speed. Budget 462, increasing speed. Starboard 468, increasing speed. Starboard 468, will land runway 22 left. Take jet 551, taxi across runway 22 right. Take jet 525, increasing speed. Starboard 734, requesting taxi. Starboard 734, taxiing to runway 22 right. Slams at 819, requesting taxi. Slams at 819, taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 239, increasing speed. Budget 713, requesting taxi. Budget 713, taxiing to runway 22 left. Take jet 841, requesting taxi. Take jet 841, taxiing to runway 22 left. November 991, requesting taxi. November 991, taxiing to runway 09. November 991, clear for takeoff, runway 09. Budget 411, increasing speed. Starboard 266, increasing speed. Blue Star 185, 260 right. Slam jet 819, requesting taxi. Slam jet 322, will land runway 22 right. Take jet 551, requesting taxi. Slam jet 322, increasing speed. Starboard 589, requesting taxi. Budget 713, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Blue Star 239, taxi across, runway 22 right. Lands at 819, taxiing to runway 22 right. Starboard 589, taxiing to runway 22 right. Take jet 551, taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 185, will land runway 22 left. Blue Star 477, requesting taxi. Blue Star 185, increasing speed. November 65 Yankees, increasing speed. Take jet 489, increasing speed. Take jet 489, will land runway 22 right. Blue Star 477, taxiing to runway 22 left. Starboard 468, requesting taxi. Starboard 468, taxiing to runway 22 left. Budget 362, increasing speed. Budget 362, will land runway 22 left. Take jet 841, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. November 778, requesting taxi. Land jet 819, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Take jet 525, requesting taxi. Starboard 223, will land runway 22 right. Starboard 223, increasing speed. Land jet 262, increasing speed. November 554, increasing speed. Budget 462, requesting taxi. Take jet 525, taxiing to runway 22 right. Budget 411, requesting taxi. Budget 462, taxiing to runway 22 left. Blue Star 477, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Starboard 468, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Budget 245, increasing speed. Budget 245 will land runway 22 right. Budget 411 taxiing to runway 22 left. Starburst 114 will land runway 22 left. Starburst 114 increasing speed. Budget 819 increasing speed. Ticket 861 increasing speed. Starburst 266 requesting taxi. Blue Star 185 requesting taxi. Blue Star 239 requesting taxi. Starburst 266 taxiing to runway 22 left. Blue Star 185 taxiing to runway 22 left. Blue Star 239 taxiing to runway 22 right. Starburst 734 line up runway 22 right. November 778 runway 09. November 778 clear for takeoff runway 09. Slamjet 322 requesting taxi. Slamjet 322 taxiing to runway 22 right. November 65 Yankee requesting taxi. Blue Star 511 going around. Blue Star 511 left turn. Slamjet 819 going around. Slamjet 819 right turn. Takejet 489 requesting taxi. November 65 Yankee runway 09. Starburst 734 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Slamjet 819 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Starburst 589 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. November 477 increasing speed. Takejet 489 taxiing to runway 22 right. November 476 increasing speed. Budget 362 requesting taxi. Budget 362 taxiing to runway 22 left. November 554 requesting taxi. Starburst 223 requesting taxi. Starburst 114 taxi across runway 22 right. Starburst 223 taxiing to runway 22 right. Budget 713 increasing speed. Takejet 861 taxi across runway 22 right. Budget 245 requesting taxi. Budget 245 taxiing to runway 22 right. Takejet 551 line on runway 22 right. Budget 819 requesting taxi. November 44 Yankee increasing speed. Blue Star 239 increasing speed. Big Jet 525 increasing speed. Big Jet 551 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Starburst 589 taxi across runway 22 left. Budget 819 taxiing to runway 22 right. November 44 Yankee reducing speed. Slamjet 262 requesting taxi. Slamjet 262 taxiing to runway 22 right. November 554 taxiing to runway 09. Takejet 525 line on runway 22 right. Takejet 525 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Blue Star 239 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Starburst 266 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Starburst 114 requesting taxi. Starburst 114 taxiing to runway 22 right. Starburst 589 requesting taxi. Budget 713 requesting taxi. November 32 Yankee increasing speed. November 476 requesting taxi. November 65 Yankee clear for takeoff runway 09. Takejet 861 requesting taxi. Takejet 861 taxiing to runway 22 right. November 32 Yankee reducing speed. November 32 Yankee increasing speed. November 476 taxiing to runway 09. Slamjet 819 taxi across runway 22 right. Budget 716 taxiing to runway 22 left. Starburst 589 taxiing to runway 22 left. Budget 462 runway 22 left. Budget 411 clear for takeoff runway 22 left. Slamjet 322 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Takejet 489 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Starburst 223 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Blue Star 185 clear for takeoff runway 22 left. Budget 362 clear for takeoff runway 22 left. November 554 clear for takeoff runway 09. November 476 clear for takeoff runway 09. Blue Star 477 requesting taxi. November 44 Yankee requesting taxi. Big Jet 525 requesting taxi. Blue Star 239 requesting taxi. November 44 Yankee taxiing to runway 09. Big Jet 525 taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 477 taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 239, runway 22 left. Starboard 223, taxi across runway 22 left. Land at 322, taxi across runway 22 right. Blue Star 185, requesting taxi. Blue Star 185, taxiing to runway 22 right. Big Jet 861, increasing speed. Big Jet 861 will land runway 22 right. Budget 713, increasing speed. Budget 362, requesting taxi. Starboard 581, takeoff runway 22 left. Budget 362, taxiing to runway 22 left. Budget 713, clear for takeoff runway 22 left. Starboard 589, increasing speed. Starboard 114, taxi across runway 22 left. Starboard 468, increasing speed. Budget 462, increasing speed. November 32 Yankee, requesting taxi. November 44 Yankee, clear for takeoff, runway 09. November 32 Yankee, taxiing to runway 09. Budget 245, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Blue Star 239, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Climb 322, requesting taxi. Big Jet 525, increasing speed. Climb 322, taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 239, increasing speed. Blue Star 239 will land runway 22 right. Budget 362, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Starboard 223, requesting taxi. Starboard 223, taxiing to runway 22 left. Climb jet 322, increasing speed. November 32 Yankee, line on runway 09. Budget 245, requesting taxi. Budget 819, requesting taxi. Budget 245, taxiing to runway 22 left. Budget 819, taxiing to runway 22 left. Budget 819, takeoff runway 22 right. Blue Star 185, increasing speed. Starboard 223 will land runway 22 left. Starboard 114, requesting taxi. Starboard 223, increasing speed. Budget 362 will land runway 22 right. Land at 819, requesting taxi. Starboard 589, taxi across runway 22 left. Land at 819, taxi to runway 22 right. Budget 713, requesting taxi. Budget 713, taxiing to runway 22 left. Starboard 114, taxiing to runway 22 left. Big Jet 861, requesting taxi. November 32 Yankee, clear for takeoff, runway 09. November 991, increasing speed. Big Jet 861, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Budget 462, requesting taxi. Land jet 322, taxi across, runway 22 right. Blue Star 185, taxi across, runway 22 left. Starboard 468, requesting taxi. Starboard 468, runway 22 right. Budget 462, taxiing to runway 22 left. Big Jet 861, November 322, requesting taxi. Big Jet 861, taxiing to runway 22 right. Starboard 114, line on runway 22 right. Budget 362, taxi across, runway 22 left. Starboard 223, taxi across, runway 22 right. Big Jet 525, requesting taxi. Starboard 114, taxi across, runway 22 left. Starboard 223, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Big Jet 525, taxiing to runway 22 right. Starboard 114, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Slam jet 262, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Blue Star 477, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Budget 245, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Budget 713, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Starboard 114, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Budget 462, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Starboard 589, requesting taxi. Big Jet 525, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Blue Star 185, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Land jet 322, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Starboard 589, taxi to runway 22 left. November 778, increasing speed. November 322, taxiing to runway 09. Budget 819, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Big Jet 861, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Starboard 223, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Big Jet 489 requesting taxi. Starboard 589 increasing speed. Ground at 819 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Starboard 266 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Big Jet 489 taxiing to runway 22 right. Budget 316 requesting taxi. Budget 462 increasing speed. Budget 462 will land runway 22 left. Budget 362 taxiing to runway 22 right. Budget 411 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Starboard 114 requesting taxi. Blue Star 654 requesting taxi. Starboard 114 taxiing to runway 22 left. Big Jet 151 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Blue Star 654 taxiing to runway 22 right. Big Jet 525 increasing speed. Budget 411 increasing speed. November 554 taxiing to runway 09. Blue Star 156 increasing speed. November 32 Yankee increasing speed. Blue Star 156 will land runway 22 left. Starboard 114 clear for takeoff runway 22 left. Blue Star 511 taxi across runway 22 left. Blue Star 156 reducing speed. Blue Star 156 increasing speed. Budget 462 requesting taxi. Blue Star 654 increasing speed. Budget 462 taxiing to runway 22 left. Lands at 819 requesting taxi. Lands at 452 requesting taxi. November 476 line up runway 09. Starboard 734 increasing speed. Lands at 819 increasing speed. Lands at 819 runway 22 left. Lands at 452 taxiing to runway 22 right. Starboard 589 requesting taxi. Starboard 734 clear for takeoff runway 22 left. November 476 clear for takeoff runway 09. November 322 increasing speed. Blue Star 156 taxi across runway 22 right. Starboard 589 taxi to runway 22 right. Big Jet 489 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Budget 411 taxi across runway 22 left. Big Jet 489. Blue Star 477 reducing speed. Blue Star 654 taxi across runway 22 left. Big Jet 551 clear for takeoff runway 22 left. November 32 Yankee requesting taxi. Big Jet 551. Blue Star 156 requesting taxi. Big Jet 525 requesting taxi. Blue Star 156 taxiing to runway 22 right. Big Jet 525 taxiing to runway 22 left. Blue Star 511 requesting taxi. Starboard 468 going around. Slam Jet 468 increasing speed. Blue Star 511 taxiing to runway 22 left. Slam Jet 819 requesting taxi. Slam Jet 819 taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 654 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. November 991 increasing speed. November 32 Yankee taxiing to runway 09. Blue Star 477 clear for takeoff runway 22 left. Big Jet 489 requesting taxi. Blue Star 477. Big Jet 841 taxi across runway 22 right. Budget 362 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Blue Star 156 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Land at 452 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. November 32 Yankee clear for takeoff runway 09. Big Jet 489 taxiing to runway 22 right. Starboard 589 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Blue Star 156 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Starboard 114 line up runway 22 left. November 322 requesting taxi. November 322 taxiing to runway 09. Blue Star 156 will hold short runway 22 right. Lands at 819 clear for takeoff runway 22 right. Blue Star 477 requesting taxi. Budget 411 requesting taxi. Budget 712 taxiing to runway 22 right. November 991 requesting taxi. Big Jet 525 clear for takeoff runway 22 left. Blue Star 156 increasing speed. Lands at 260. Blue Star 511, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Starboard 734, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Blue Star 156, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Land at 819, full hold short, runway 22 right. November 991, taxi to runway 09. Big jet 551, requesting taxi. Budget 411, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Land at 819, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Big jet 551, taxi to runway 22 left. Blue Star 654, requesting taxi. Land at 819, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Big jet 489, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Blue Star 654, taxiing to runway 22 left. Big jet 861, increasing speed. Blue Star 654, increasing speed. Budget 411, requesting taxi. Budget 411, taxiing to runway 22 right. Scramjet 468, taxi across runway 22 left. Big jet 841, increasing speed. Budget 713, increasing speed. Scramjet 819, requesting taxi. Starburst 468 will land runway 22 left. Starburst 468 increasing speed. Budget 462 increasing speed. November 778 requesting taxi. Budget 462 will land runway 22 right. Lands at 819, taxiing to runway 22 left. November 778 taxiing to runway 09. November 991 clear for takeoff, runway 09. Big jet 551, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Big jet 861, taxi across, runway 22 left. Big jet 551, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Blue Star 156, requesting taxi. Blue Star 654, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Starboard 223, increasing speed. Scramjet 262, increasing speed. November 778, clear for takeoff, runway 09. Budget 411, taxi across, runway 22 right. Blue Star 477, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Starboard 468, requesting taxi. Budget 714, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Scramjet 662, going around. Starboard 468, taxi to runway 22 left. Big jet 841, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Budget 462, requesting taxi. Budget 411, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Blue Star 156, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Budget 462, taxi to runway 22 right. Land at 819, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. November 554, requesting taxi. Budget 712, requesting taxi. November 554, taxi to runway 09. Big jet 841, Big jet 841 will land runway 22 right. Budget 411, requesting taxi. Budget 411, taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 654, taxiing to runway 22 right. Starburst 223, taxi across runway 22 right. Starburst 114, taxi across runway 22 right. Budget 819, taxi across runway 22 right. Starburst 266, taxi across runway 22 left. Blue Star 654, taxi across runway 22 left. Blue Star 477, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Scramjet 468, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Big jet 841, taxi across runway 22 left. November 554, clear for takeoff, runway 09. Scramjet 468, reducing speed. Starburst 266, increasing speed. Scramjet 382, requesting taxi. Starburst 266 will land runway 22 left. Budget 411, increasing speed. Budget 411 will land runway 22 right. Big jet 861, requesting taxi. Scramjet 322, taxiing to runway 22 right. Starburst 266, requesting taxi. Big jet 861, taxiing to runway 22 left. Starburst 266, taxiing to runway 22 left. Starburst 114, requesting taxi. November 32 Yankee, increasing speed. Starburst 114, taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 654, requesting taxi. Scramjet 468, taxi across runway 22 right. Starboard 223, requesting taxi. Blue Star 254, taxiing to runway 22 left. Starboard 223, taxiing to runway 22 right. Takejet 841, requesting taxi. Takejet 841, taxiing to runway 22 left. Budget 462, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Budget 819, requesting taxi. Starboard 468, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Blue Star 156, increasing speed. Scramjet 262, increasing speed. November 44 Yankee, requesting taxi. November 362, budget 245, increasing speed. Budget 819, taxiing to runway 22 right. November 322, reducing speed. November 322, reducing speed. Budget 245, will land runway 22 right. Takejet 861, increasing speed. November 322, increasing speed. Scramjet 468, requesting taxi. November 322, increasing speed. Blue Star 239, taxi across runway 22 left. Blue Star 156, taxi across runway 22 left. Blue Star 654, increasing speed. Takejet going around 1. Budget 411, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Scramjet 468, taxiing to runway 22 right. Budget 411, requesting taxi. Budget 713, line on runway 22 left. Budget 713, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Takejet 861, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Starboard 266, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Takejet 489, requesting taxi. November 32 Yankee, requesting taxi. Budget 411, taxiing to runway 22 right. Takejet 489, taxiing to runway 22 right. November 32 Yankee, taxiing to runway 09. November 44 Yankee. Starboard 266, requesting taxi. Blue Star 239, taxiing to runway 22 left. Takejet 525, increasing speed. Budget 462, increasing speed. Blue Star 654, requesting taxi. Blue Star 239, increasing speed. Blue Star 654, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Blue Star 654, taxiing to runway 22 left. Blue Star 185, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. November 322, taxiing to runway 09. Starboard 266, taxiing to runway 22 right. Starboard 114, requesting taxi. November 44 Yankee, line on runway 09. Starboard 114, taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 185, increasing speed. Starboard 734, taxi across runway 22 right. November 44 Yankee, clear for takeoff, runway 09. November 322, clear for takeoff, runway 09. Starboard 589, requesting taxi. Scramjet 819, taxi across runway 22 left. November 991, requesting taxi. Starboard 589, taxi to runway 22 left. Starboard 114, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Blue Star 185, taxi across runway 22 right. Takejet 525, taxi across runway 22 left. Scramjet 819, requesting taxi. Takejet 489, taxi across runway 22 left. Scramjet 819, taxiing to runway 22 right. Scramjet 262, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. November 65 Yankee, increasing speed. Blue Star 156, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Starboard 223, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Budget 819, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. November 991, taxiing to runway 09. November 991, clear for takeoff, runway 09. Starboard 734, requesting taxi. November 778, requesting taxi. Starboard 734, taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 156, increasing speed. Takejet 151, increasing speed. Blue Star 239, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Blue Star 654, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. November 778, taxiing to runway 09. November 778, clear for takeoff, runway 09. Scramjet 468, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Budget 411, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Takejet 489, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Blue Star 239, requesting taxi. Budget 245, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Starboard 589, clear for takeoff, runway 22 left. Blue Star 239, taxiing to runway 22 left. Land at 452, increasing speed. Land at 452, will land runway 22 left. Starboard 266, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Budget 819, reducing speed. November 554, increasing speed. Big Jet 525, requesting taxi. Budget 819, will land runway 22 right. Blue Star 185, requesting taxi. Big Jet 525, taxiing to runway 22 left. Budget 462, requesting taxi. Land at 819, clear for takeoff, runway 22 right. Budget 462, taxiing to runway 22 right. Blue Star 185, taxiing to runway 22 right. Big Jet 841, increasing speed. Big Jet 489, requesting taxi. Budget 819, increasing speed. Budget 819, increasing speed. Land at 819, requesting taxi. Big Jet 489, taxiing to runway 22 left. November 65 Yankee, requesting taxi. Land at 819, taxiing to runway 22 left. Big Jet 151, starboard 223, taxi across runway 22 right. Big Jet 525, taxiing to runway 22 right. Starboard 734, increasing speed. Blue Star 511, increasing speed. Blue Star 511 will land runway 22 left. Big Jet 489, requesting taxi. November 474, requesting taxi. Land at 819, increasing speed. November 476, taxiing to runway 09. Big Jet 489, taxiing to runway 22 right. Big Jet 841, requesting taxi. Blue Star 477, increasing speed. Blue Star 477 will land runway 22 left. Big Jet 841, taxiing to runway 22 right. Budget 245, taxi across runway 22 left. Big Jet 151, requesting taxi. Blue Star 511, taxi across runway 22 right. Starboard 223, requesting taxi. Blue Star 511, requesting taxi. November 44 Yankee, requesting taxi. Starboard 734, taxi across runway 22 left. Starboard 266, increasing speed. Budget 411, increasing speed. Budget 819, clear for takeoff, runway